And it's now my pleasure to introduce another leader who embodies these values, ECS's Chief Executive Officer, Elizabeth Fitzsimons.
Thank you, Jessica. I am so grateful to work with you and the board. Thank you for bringing your visionary leadership to ECS. Good evening, everyone. It feels so good to be with you here tonight. Some of you have been with ECS for a long time, and some of you are new to our ECS community. Thank you all for being here and showing up for ECS and showing up for the people that we serve. All of us are here, we're all part of ECS because people are struggling against systems and cycles keeping them from reaching their full potential. Children born into poverty, families thrown into trauma, individuals suffering from addiction and mental illness, and neighbors without a home. ECS is on the front lines of addressing our community's most critical issues: homelessness, addiction, poverty. We couldn't do it without your support. Tonight, I'm going to talk briefly about the excellent work our team is doing, why it's so important, along with our plans for growing our team and broadening our reach and the impact across our community. Last time I was up here was a year ago, and I was 6 days into my new job. I was a deer in the headlights and beyond thrilled to have been selected as your new CEO. I was filled with gratitude to have found my new home, and I was in awe. I was in awe of our incredible team, the depth and breadth of our programming, the scale of the impact in our community, and this beautiful network of support. Well, a year later, I'm still learning, but I have a better idea of how things work, and I see where we're headed, and I'm still in awe. I'd like to take a moment to recognize the ECS team. They are exceptional people who inspire me every day. I want to show you something. With every new year, I set an intention for the year, a word for the year to guide me. And this year, I invited our 450 ECS employees to do the same thing one morning when we were all gathered together on one of our quarterly all-staff Zoom meetings. If you're familiar with word clouds, the largest words are the ones most frequently selected. If you see the largest word here, please shout it out. Yes, love. Love. When we ask our clients what's different about ECS, they tell us that what sets us apart is the compassion, the understanding, the experience, the empowerment, the accountability, and the love. We have some ECS staff here with us tonight, and I want to ask them to stand so that we can give them some love of our own. Team members, would you please stand? Team, thank you for all you do to break through barriers and wrap your arms around our community. Your love for ECS, your love for our programs, the people who walk through our doors, it's changing lives and strengthening our community. You are the experts in early childhood education and substance use disorder treatment and behavioral health, and I am so grateful that you choose to be part of our ECS family. As we continue to emerge from the pandemic, as we leave that chaos and isolation and trauma behind us, we are breathing a bit easier now. We are together again, and there are many joys to celebrate. And we are finding that there is a lot for us to tackle together. The homelessness crisis is ever present. On our walks and on our drives, we see people who have sought refuge in tents and encampments along our streets and in their cars and in their RVs. Our seniors and young people exiting foster care are among those greatest at risk. The opioid epidemic has escalated in San Diego, and addictions to drugs and alcohol continue to climb, as do entirely preventable deaths. Many struggle with their mental health, especially the youngest among us, including our infants and toddlers. For our clients, many of whom were just barely getting by before the pandemic, life has become even more difficult because of economic strains and stressors. During the pandemic, families lost loved ones to COVID. They lost jobs. They lost their homes. It will be years before we see the long-term effects of the trauma and the isolation on our children. We know things are harder now because the demand for our programs is growing, but so is our resolve to face these challenges head-on. Our Head Start Early Education and Child Development Program provides learning opportunities and enrichment for 2,000 low-income children and their families at 17 sites across the South Bay. It's amazing. They do amazing work. Preparing and empowering children and their families for success in kindergarten and a shift in their life trajectory. More than 250 children 5 and younger and their families receive behavioral and mental health services from our family counseling and support program through our unique bicultural, bilingual Para las Familias program. Across town in City Heights, our Regional Recovery Center provides intensive outpatient substance use disorder treatment and mental health support to nearly 600 individuals annually in our community, including more than 50 transition-age youth, young people ages 18 to 25. Yes, and over in El Cajon, our Accord DUI program has expanded to meet the needs of 4,000 individuals from North County and East County struggling with the impact that alcohol and drug use has had on their lives. Our Uptown Safe Haven provides transitional housing in Bankers Hill for more than 20 adults with diagnosed mental health disorders and addictions who struggle with homelessness. And soon, we'll open our second safe haven to meet homeless individuals where they are and walk with them on their path to self-sufficiency, because this is a homeless solution that works. At ECS, we are not just tackling problems. We focus on addressing the source, the root cause of the problem through advocacy and action. Our first priority now and always is our clients. One of the things I love most about my job is sitting on those impossibly low preschooler chairs and talking to the children that we serve. On a recent visit to our Zamorano Center in the Bay Terraces neighborhood of San Diego, I met Jimena, who is 4, and she told me all about her family, her favorite colors and letters, and introduced me to all of her friends. It also brings me great joy to see the care and expertise our staff invest in our clients. ECS leaders like Christina Zeman. Yes, I see you right there. Christina is our Safe Haven program manager, and she beautifully defines ECS and captures the spirit of who we are, what we do, and why. I see the trust that Christina builds with our clients and the accountability and progress that results. So it should come as no surprise to you to hear that our focus at ECS is on developing partnerships and enhancing our programming to increase our impact and our reach. That means listening to our community, leaning into what we do best, and building our capacity to expand services to meet the challenges of our times. We will do what is right and what is needed. We will be nimble, we will be thoughtful, and we will be guided by our deep history and tradition and the trust that generations in our community have placed in us. To provide the services our community needs, ECS must continue to build this incredible team. It means facilitating a culture of learning, exploration, and innovation. We strive for our staff feeling a sense of belonging and purpose, and our commitment to diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging is incorporated into everything we do. To be successful, we must continue to build relationships and raise awareness with our clients, our donors, churches, civic leaders, and the broader community. The more people who know about ECS, the more of an impact we can make in our community. At ECS, it is our mission to break barriers and transform communities through programs rooted in our tradition of action and faith in God. Because we envision an abundant and equitable society where all have unlimited potential. Now, as ECS moves forward, you're going to notice that we look and feel a bit different. We are still the organization with a deep history that you have come to trust, and we are embracing that history, embracing that trust, and stepping into a new chapter of opportunity, growth, and breaking through barriers. We see all that is possible for our community. Thank you for seeing it too.